Oh yeah, here we are. We are off and running on Plate and Ponder Empty Nesting with Jen and Chris Fenton, and we have a special guest today named Jen Fenton, who's actually a co-host of this show, but she is actually on. And I'm just going to give a shout out to my father-in-law, who I refer to as Popham, because I have heard that he just does not like when I do the podcast by myself. So thank you for the feedback, Popham. I appreciate that. But yes,
feedback is a good thing. I don't understand why you don't like it.
Well, because I get the same feedback from other people too. So it's just really starting to wear on me a little bit. I think I need my significant other. Her name is Jen Fenton, and that is why she is credited first. You are credited first when it comes to the way this titled show is. It is called Plate and Ponder Empty Nesting with Jen and Chris Fenton, not Chris and Jen Fenton.
Well, in all fairness, your name has always been Chris Fenton. My name wasn't Jen Fenton. I inherited the Fenton, so maybe it's a better way for people to find the show because they know your name.
Inheriting the Fentons, you got lucky. Right?
Yes. No, I said yes.
Okay, good. Oh.
Why?
All
you
right,
are like happy with that.
So
board.
you missed it when I did my solo episode, as did most of our audience.
I actually didn't even know you did one.
I did a solo one last night, mainly because
what's it called? Let me look it up online. Hang on, I'm gonna look right now.
I did an episode on gaslighting and the fact that nobody can call balls and strikes anymore. It really it completely bothers me that if you voted for a particular person, it seems like somehow you're supposed to just be on board with everything they do. Otherwise, you're a traitor on the side of whatever that is, the ideology, right? Like, what happened to the day where you could go vote for Bill Clinton and be like, hey, I don't know if it was that great that he got a BJ from Monica Lewinsky. I don't think I agree with that. That wasn't very nice of him. You know, I mean, that was sexual harassment or whatever. Like, I could call that out, even though I thought Bill Clinton was really cool. Like, I thought there was a lot of great things he did. And he was a great orator and brought the country together on a lot of things. But there were a lot of things I didn't agree with him on. And for some reason, I was able to maybe even mention stuff in a staff meeting or around the kitchen table or with friends or whatever, saying, hey, you know, did you agree with what Bill Clinton did today? And they would go, yeah, I did. And I'd be like, well, I didn't. And they'd be like, oh, okay, pass the fork. You know, like, it wasn't a big deal. But in today's world, you cannot do that.
No. And we've had conversations before. We've had some conversations with friends, not all friends, but with some friends and with some family members. Now you have to be one party. You cannot float both ways. You have to vote party line. You have to be extreme. That notion of being centric just doesn't exist. And a centric candidate actually can't win. I mean, that's what we saw with the recent election, is that centric candidates just cannot hold their own in an election when it is so outlandish and it's all like in your face crazy.
Well, and the way the primary system is set up, as there's been lots of discussion about, and the way gerrymandering is to create essentially a wall that's either red or blue. In order to get through the primaries, you have to be an extreme either red or blue candidate just to become the nominee that's running against the other side.
Well, can we talk about Spencer Pratt? Because I think he did come off somewhat extreme. I actually like the guy, and I'm not in Los Angeles, so I couldn't vote for him, but I liked his platform. And it looked like he was going to do okay. It looked like he was going to pull through. It looked like we were going to get him on the ballot. And then all of a sudden there was like a truckload of votes not for Spencer Pratt. And he went from second place to third to just non-existent. What happened?
You know, it was, to me, it's really, the whole thing is really disappointing. Not because I necessarily am like, oh, Spencer Pratt had to win and, you know, everybody else is a tool and they shouldn't. It was more about just the way the media behaved around it all, which I don't know why I'm even talking about it because it's sort of hopeless to talk about. But Spencer Pratt was a villain in a reality show. Okay.
So was Donald Trump.
No, but I'm just saying, like, he was a villain in a reality show.
Right, but
he
so was
part
Donald
of the
Trump.
spite. No, but here's my point is that, okay, how many years ago was that? And yes, he he went to USC, which I'm a professor at, so he's a smart guy.
Do you
right?
drop that in every time?
No, but I'm just saying, like, it's not like he's an uneducated buffoon.
No, he's actually, and if you listen to some of the earlier campaign podcasts, he talks about how he created his first reality show with Brody Jenner and how somehow that got spun into the Hills, right? That's what he was on, the Hills, right?
Yeah.
And he sort of talks about how he used SC, how he used sort of this film background, how he used his friends in the industry, and maybe they weren't in the industry, but they were kids whose parents were in the industry. He's actually a really smart guy.
Yeah. Here's what's troubling about it. Okay. I don't forget the political ideology if people can put that aside for a second. What he represented to me was somebody who had a serious grievance, and very authentic grievance. I mean, he lost his house in a fire that arguably could have been prevented or at least maybe put out midway through or something. There wasn't a lot of preparation. There's a lot of research around what happened with the Palisades fire that could have been, it could have mitigated the damage. Okay, so he lost a house, but so did his parents, and so did every neighbor that he had, and so did everyone in Altadena and Malibu. And cut to today, I was actually even looking on the Malibu Rebuild website the other day. It's unbelievable how few permits have been issued and how there's just one house being framed on Carbon Beach right now out of the 700 that were burnt down. It's incredible. So,
is it the same owner, or did they sell the property and it's a new owner? I'm just curious.
No, that's a good question. I don't know. But here's my problem is that this guy, if there's anybody that should be running for an elected position, it should be somebody that has a grievance, that thinks they have some solutions, and actually goes and tries to win so they can actually create the solutions or the path to solutions. There's nothing worse than people that criticize problems, issues, complain, and do nothing about it. Like they just shout out the moon, or they shout on Twitter or shout on Facebook or whatever it is. You know what? If you have a problem with something, figure out how to go do it. And a lot of things that are issues in this country could use new leadership to fix them. And it needs authentic leadership, I think, in a lot of ways. And it also needs somebody that's looking to serve the greater good for a temporary period, put in that service, and then move on, not use it as a political career.
Well, that's what I think was so authentic about Spencer. And he wanted to rectify a situation. He wanted answers. He wanted to hold people accountable. So that was the original platform for which he ran. And I'm sort of bummed he's not going to be on that ballot.
Well, let me ask you this, because we have certain things that we wanted to talk about today, but this brings up a really good question. You in December are done with your school board elected official position.
Yeah, 8 years as an elected official.
8 years. You spent, how long as Manhattan Beach Unified School District president? 2 years, right?
No, it was actually a year, but it was during COVID. So it may have felt like 2 years. And when I did my second term, one of the stipulations to me running was that I wouldn't be president. I just didn't want that responsibility. I also was working full time. I still am, but I couldn't take it on.
You were fortunate enough to happen to be president when the world shut down, which was honestly it was the most bizarre time for everybody on earth, no doubt. There was a lot of confusion, a lot of hesitation, a lot of questioned policies and leadership, and you got to live
politics,
right? And everything was politicized, and everybody had their ideology, and you had the fortunate opportunity and unfortunate.
Well,
you happen to be president of the school board then. It's insane.
So it was insane. And I think the decisions that we had to make, some of them were based on fear, like reopening the schools. We were told at that point that if we reopened, we wouldn't get money from the state. And in a public district, you rely on money from the state. So there was that sort of component that led a lot of our decisions. Also, you had LADPH, you had Barbara Ferrer. There was so much, I guess, misinformation, non-information. I mean, you and I differ about certain things, whether it's the mask, whether it's the 6 feet, whether it's the contact tracing. You and I have some differing beliefs because I've seen it in other school systems and school districts. But what I will say is that period of time taught me leadership. That period of time also told me that I didn't want to run for office again, which is a little bit of a shame because there was always the plan in the back of my head to go from school board to something else. And I am.
Well, a lot of people want you run for mayor here in Manhattan
I don't
Beach.
know about that. I don't know about that, but I'm
a lot of people have asked you.
I don't know. No, I don't. I think it's rumors. I don't know if it's people asking.
No, I've been there when people ask.
Listen, I didn't know what I wanted to do after school board, but there was always a plan to use it and go on to something else in public service. My whole life has been in public service. I mean, since I graduated law school, it's been in public interest, public service. But definitely COVID was the nail on the coffin. And after December, I'm not running for anything else. I'll let you run. I will happily be your +1. I will happily help the campaign. I've done a few campaigns. I'm good at them, but I'm not doing it for myself.
There were people that I think, look, we're in a small community and there's people you don't agree with on things. And
that's
okay.
That's
just the
mind.
way America is supposed to be. I do have respect for a couple of the people that were very vocal against policies that I think for the most part you were pressured by the state or by the county or by maybe federal to implement, even though you didn't potentially agree with them. And I do know at least one individual who we all know, and he had big issues, and he actually ran to become a school board member because he didn't want to shout at the moon either. He wanted an opportunity to fix what he wanted to fix, right?
Absolutely.
So that was really interesting. How many, I'm just curious that just on that topic, the amount of people that came out so angry and frustrated and shouting at the moon about things that they were upset that you and the board were doing. What percentage of those people actually took action and tried to actually implement solutions in the way that they thought they could solve it?
There were a small group of them. Absolutely.
Would you say like 10% of the people? Something
no,
like that?
I'd say more. I'd say maybe 15 or 20. Absolutely.
Okay.
You had people who joined committees to reopen schools,
right,
to figure out solutions in classrooms, whether it was putting plexiglass on every single desk or whether it was, working the front gate to make sure that people had their temperature scanned. Remember when they had to do that?
Oh my gosh.
So you had people who absolutely worked to make solutions, and you had people who advocated at the local level, the state level.
By the way, that didn't agree with you. I mean, there were people that didn't agree with you that said, you know what, I want to try it different. I'm going to run or whatever it is.
Anybody knew what was right and what was wrong. We just knew we wanted to get the kids back to school, and putting them on Zoom for a year and a half wasn't the solution. It ended up being what we did, but it definitely was detrimental to education for several years.
So see, what I guess the point I'm making is in that 15 to 20% level is that to me is a shout out. Okay. Regardless of whether we agreed with them or not, or whether you could actually even implement maybe what you agreed with them on, but you weren't allowed to, and they just thought you were on the other side of it.
People assumed all the time that I was, very, very left, very against opening schools, very woke to some extent.
Yeah. Yeah, you got, there was definitely a lot of misidentification on a lot of different levels with everybody.
People have never asked me where I stand.
Well, I remember
kind of
Red State.
Yeah, Red State wrote several articles about me.
Which is interesting because Red State I've worked with on a bunch of other things.
I know. I wonder if they know that you're my husband.
Well,
Have they
I mean,
put the names
they've been
together?
very helpful with one of my clients who's
Great.
running for Congress, so that's been good.
Oh, I mean, it's a big publication and it's got a big readership list. So I
Yeah.
have no problem with it. They just misidentified me.
Oh, 100%.
And they had no basis for their information, nor did they really fact check. They just hated me.
But here's what I love about that 20% is they actually had a grievance. They had an issue. They were passionate about it. Instead of yelling and screaming and being terrible and getting it to the point where we had to have a police car parked on our street a lot of the time.
I mean, I did receive some threats that
Yeah,
people
it
wanted
was
to
terrible.
hurt me and my family. It's
But
true.
instead, they took the American initiative,
great.
what this democracy is all about, and said, I'm going to try to run and replace this, or I'm going to be, it wasn't always people running for school board. Maybe some people ran for city council. Some people ran for, PTA president, or, tried to get into the school system somehow as an employee, whatever it was. Right.
But let's wrap this up because it's going a little long-winded. I think the point is, and perhaps it piggybacks on yesterday's podcast, which I did not listen to. I'm sorry. But
No
the
one
point,
did.
I'm so sorry. That's kind of embarrassing.
No, some people did.
But
it
the
was-
point is that unless you are on either side of the extreme, right? Unless you are at extreme right and extreme left, there's no place for being center. There's no place for middle ground. There's no place for leaning both ways. There's no place for, right on one issue, left on another. It seems like we are being pigeonholed. And I think that's a really, really bad way to have a political system. So that's going to be my wrap up for this conversation.
Okay. And all I'm going to say is, I just want people to remember that we're blessed to live in this country. And if you have a grievance and you don't agree with somebody, call the balls and strikes. And you know what? Go out there and make a difference. Go solve the problem, or at least try. No more barking at the moon. And I'm just sick of people that just think yelling and screaming is the answer. No, go out there and make something happen. Okay.
Speaking of making something happen, you want to know? So, I got a text from our son, and guess what? He got paid today.
He did get paid. He put an asterisk next to it, and he called us about it. Why don't you fill in the audience? Speaking of an American democracy, why don't you fill in just the brief tidbit that he was upset about?
So our son is doing an internship in Philadelphia. Very proud of him. And our son got his first paycheck today. Now, I should also kind of back up and say it's not that Dylan hasn't worked before, because Dylan has worked and Dylan's had his own businesses and Dylan has gotten paid for a variety of things. But I actually think this might be his first corporate paycheck where he had to clock in, where he had to give his social security number, where he had taxes taken out.
Direct deposit.
And it's funny because he's like, wait a minute, do you know how much they take out for taxes? And I sort of laughed and I'm like, no, Dylan, tell me, because my paycheck, I get taxes taken out. And he was very upset. Yes, he was very upset by the percentage of taxes that he got taken out. And I said to him, well, Kaylie works, and Kaylie has worked at this company for several years and she gets paid. And he's like, oh no, but it's under the table. I'm like, oh no, it's not. She clocks in, she gets a paycheck, she's got to pay taxes. And I think there was this sense that maybe he was getting taken advantage of by the corporate world. And didn't he ask you to make sure his taxes were taken care of in the springtime so he then could get that money back?
Yeah, well, he essentially he was like, this is terrible. I can't believe it. But, Dad, just make sure that when tax season comes around, you get my money back. And I sort of had to go, Dylan, that is part of the American process, or a process in almost every other country in the world. You have to pay taxes based on what you make. And yes, there are ways to mitigate that, but you can't just avoid the tax man.
No, you cannot. You cannot. But he's adulting, and I'm really proud of him for that.
I do remember my first paycheck, which wasn't nearly as big as his. Obviously, inflation has allowed some of these internships to pay more money. I remember it being very shocked by the amount of money that I thought I was going to be getting that I didn't. And I remember my dad having to walk me through it and say, that number is your Social Security, which, by the way, I don't even know, is a 19-year-old ever going to get Social Security?
I mean, am I ever going to get Social Security?
Yeah, I don't know. That's a good question.
I don't know.
I mean, I'm almost there, I think.
Oh, you're older than me.
Social Security, here I come.
Have you gotten an AARP membership card yet?
First of all, you know the answer to that. You've seen those come in the mail. Me.
Okay, let's continue talking about adulting because I'm going to tell you about our daughter who is adulting.
With monkeys and iguanas.
Well, she's in Costa Rica right now, and she she is an overpacker. She really is. Like, you and I could go away for a week with a carry-on bag. Maybe a carry-on bag and a duffel. I would say that.
How much did we have to pay for just the clothes that she brought back? She left a lot of stuff at school, but she brought back like $800 worth of extra carry-on or extra
your
checked
son
bags.
Did too, so don't discount the
but
fact.
He didn't have a place to leave his stuff.
Yes,
did
he did. He had a place to leave it at his new apartment.
Well, yeah, but that place is pretty sketch. There's not
It's not sketch. It has a
lock on it.
Well, yeah. It's
called the dead end.
It is called the dead end, and he's super excited about it, and I'm super excited for him. I just think I need to go in there and like make his room nice.
Okay, so go back to Kaylie.
So Kaylie's in Costa Rica right now. And as I said, she is an overpacker. So when you go to Costa Rica, like, this isn't ski season. Okay, this is bathing suit season. And by the way, her bathing suits are like itty bitty bathing suits. Okay, like, you've seen some of her bathing suits.
I am not very. I don't condone those.
Okay, but
suits,
she bought a couple bathing suits, and they've been coming in because you get ready. It's so
when they
expensive.
come in. First of all, when they come in like this little pouch that looks like maybe it holds
like a letter.
Yeah, maybe a shot glass in it or something. No, it's like this itsy bitsy teeny weeny yellow polka dot bikini.
Yeah, so she bought a few of those, and I just don't understand how all of her itty bitty little bathing suits could create a suitcase that weighs 45 pounds.
45 pounds, which
and then wait,
just 5 pounds shy of the 50-pound mark.
But don't worry, because that she checked. But then she also brought a carry-on or an away
that
roller.
weighed 25 pounds.
Yes. What is this girl bringing?
I have no idea. I thought she maybe had the dog with her or something, but yeah, Flynn fortunately got to stay. I don't know what she packed. It obviously got in. We didn't, apparently one of the girls that she's with had a 66-pound bag.
Oh,
so
my
that's
goodness. I just don't understand how those itty bitty bathing suits and the itty bitty clothing, because we know what they wear. It just does not weigh that much.
My goal when I come home from a trip is to walk in and to say, everything I had, everything I brought, I wore.
Is that really a goal that you put out there?
It's a pretty big goal of mine, yes.
Huh.
It is. And that even includes sometimes turning things inside out. If suddenly I realized I'd packed one less thing than I was supposed to or whatever. So I'm pretty good about it. And I can't remember. Kaylie was like, I understand why don't you have a lot of check bag, options in the garage? And I said, well, it's because your mom and I tend to try not to ever check a bag if we can.
Well, 2 reasons. Number 1 is because we don't like to go away for that long. You and I are not the 10-day trip people. I think we did that for our honeymoon, and I don't remember if we've done it since then. Just like you, I don't know. I mean, we did it in the summer with the kids when we used to go back east for a few weeks. So that's different, and we would check bags. But generally speaking, we're not bag checkers because we don't go away that long. We've also become really efficient packers. Right.
Well,
that's something you and I are so good. We think about it. We cull. We make sure the jacket matches with the jeans, and you've got the shoes that you can wear with different outfits. We're really efficient in that regard.
Yeah. And I've gotten big into really nice t-shirts with blazers that are made of fabric that you can actually pack, and they don't get full.
Well, okay, you say that you can pack, but what you really mean is that I can pack, because what you should tell the listeners is that since Chris and I have been together for 26 years, I think, I believe that I have packed for you for almost every trip.
Yeah, but like even the last trip I had, it was like 8 days, but I think I stayed in 4 different hotels or whatever.
Oh, no, I'm not talking about the length. I'm not talking about that.
No, but I'm saying I have to repack.
Okay, fair.
You know, so I figured it out.
You're a big boy.
You know, for the guys out there, if you want the secret of a blazer packed, you know, you turn it inside out and then pack it. It actually works pretty good.
Oh, I didn't know that. I mean, I usually pack it, I don't know, I fold it for you very nicely, make sure it doesn't get wrinkled, just like your button downs.
Yeah. Well, and then I also try to wear the blazer on the plane too, which is, you know, always a bit of I look a little overdressed nowadays, considering the fact that half the plane wears pajamas. So yeah, that's a little weird too. But I'm sort of old school that way, I guess.
I like it.
All right. So what else did we want to talk about today? Because the Knicks had a parade in New York City.
The Knicks did have a parade in New York City, and the city came out to celebrate. What's interesting, though, is, I think some of the city shut down, and there was some surprise to that. But, city shut down. The Lakers have won, and downtown is shut down. And the Kings have won, and downtown shut up. I mean,
New York needs to have that.
I'm excited for New York.
LA just gets it so much between the Kings and the Dodgers and the Rams and everything. We're just used to it. Good for New York.
Nice flex.
It was a great flex. In fact, I still have great pictures of when they paraded down Manhattan Beach Boulevard, the LA Kings. Remember that?
Oh, that was
really
super
nice.
cool.
That was fun.
Well, a lot of Kings live in Manhattan Beach, so I think it was them coming home.
Yes, that is true. It would be hard to do a no Kings Day march here because there's a lot of Kings.
Ba-dum-ba.
All right. So we wanted to talk about, there was that. Oh, and the Obama Museum opened today. That's a big thing.
I think Bono is singing at the opening. How cool is that?
What song would you most want to hear Bono sing?
With or Without You, Joshua Tree.
That's a good one. I do always like Beautiful Day. It's just such a weird symbolic thing in my life. One is always a good one.
Good.
With or Without You.
I was going to say One when he does a duet. Like he did one with Mary J. Blige. That was awesome.
That was very good. Yeah.
Where the Streets Have No Name, I still think has one of the best lead up guitar solos of any song I've heard.
Yeah, the Edge's guitar is just very, however he does his Marshall stack and the setting he has it on and the way he plays is like you can hear him playing guitar and know exactly it's him, almost like a singer that has a distinct voice.
100%.
It's him. There's a handful, like Mark Knopfler is another one. David Gilmour is like that. Eddie Van Halen for sure. Some drummers like Neil Peart and Alex Van Halen were both very cymbals and lots of crazy stuff that were very obvious they were them. Like it's hard with those instruments to know who it is. A bass player, I don't think I would.
No, I don't know if I would pinpoint a bass player just listening and saying, "Oh, that has to be fill in the blank."
Yeah.
But I would see U2 again. I mean, I think of all the concerts I've been to and of all the bands, I've seen U2 the most. I've seen them many times. I've seen Coldplay a few times. I'd see them again for sure. How many times have we seen Goo Goo Dolls? Once, twice?
No, we've seen them a bunch of times.
Right? It's so good.
So just on the Obama Museum really quick, I don't get the architecture. Can I just say that? I mean,
you're
is
allowed
that okay?
to.
I mean,
yeah.
I voted for him twice. I'm a Obama guy. I liked him. I do wish he threw people in jail after the great financial crisis. That really made me mad that he didn't, but that's okay.
I like that slide you just put in.
That's balls and strikes.
I get it.
I voted for him. You know what? Throw some people in jail that actually were committing fraud during the great financial crisis, for heaven's sakes. I mean, is it that difficult? No. But yeah, it's a weird looking museum.
Yeah, I'm not the brutalist architecture fan.
Brutalist, nice pull. Wow.
I'm educated.
Yeah, you are. Okay, so what else? Did we want to talk about anything else, or did you want to ask a... Whoa,
Bless
excuse
you.
me.
That was actually not as loud as it has
because I didn't
been.
want to scare away the audience after last night's low audience turnout. Oh, by the way, for most people that listen to this show that did not hear last night, I did say that we hit 73.
Are you lying?
No, we
What
hit
is it?
73
Tell me.
markets. The Ukraine.
Really?
Yeah, or Ukraine. Is it the Ukraine? The Ukraine or Ukraine?
How did we get that?
I wonder if it's Zelensky.
Huh.
I don't know. And then it makes me feel sort of
Accomplished?
No, it makes me like have a little smile inside because, like, heaven forbid somebody's like in a bomb shelter and Kiev's
And we're providing entertainment.
and we're helping them through it.
I think that's lovely.
Hey, if you're there listening to us in the Ukraine today, we're behind you. We have seen those drones getting deep into Moscow. We are not heard in Russia, so I'm okay saying this. I don't want Putin coming over here and giving us a glass of mercury or something or whatever they do to people they don't like, right? Those KGB spies that just die somewhere randomly.
You have weird Russia like memories, phobias, connections. And I wonder if it's because you are 7 years older and the movies and the TV shows you saw. But when I grew up, that wasn't really a thing.
Oh, yeah. I think about Gorky Park and Cold War spies quite a bit.
I know. You've talked about it before.
And I used to like my vodka. Not anymore.
You're not really a vodka person anymore.
No.
You know what, though? Tomorrow, we have dinner. And we're going to one of our favorite restaurants.
Phil and Katie Brodkin in the
Yes,
house
yes,
tomorrow.
yes.
Yeah.
And where we are going, they make one of my favorite martinis, speaking of vodka, and I am already craving a martini.
Ooh. We could walk downtown and get one now.
We could. That is true.
All right. So give me a couple of those questions that you were ready to ask. I mean, we just had the great ADHD sort of opening here. We're going to go 3 hours. No, I'm kidding. I do think maybe I could do solo podcasts if I limited them to like 90 seconds.
What if maybe it was like a 10-minute or 15-minute spot?
Maybe. Oh, maybe half because, it's half of the two of us.
Wow, that was some girl math that I think you just did.
Anyway, so ask me a question.
Okay,
I want to be tested.
There is this trend on Instagram and TikTok, and there's a phrase, and it's wow, okay. So WOW, comma, OKAY. Okay, wow, okay.
Okay.
And you're supposed to say it in 4 different tones.
Okay.
So the first tone is supportive.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. I like that. What about sarcastic?
Wow. Okay.
What about angry?
Wow. Okay.
Oh my God, that was louder than your sneeze. What about flirty?
Wow. Okay. Is that good?
That was good. Yeah, I like that.
All right. Well, those are the 4?
Yeah, that's it.
Okay. So let me hear you say one that's flirty. Wow. Okay.
Oh, wait. Flirty. Wow. Okay.
Ooh. All right. One that is angry.
Wow. Okay.
That you wouldn't have gotten past the casting session.
I would also say if I was angry, I probably wouldn't be talking to you. Right. Like, I mean,
I would have been like, are you giving me the silent treatment and actually saying, wow, okay, at the same time?
Right. Because I wouldn't, if I was mad, I wouldn't be saying, wow, okay, I'm just not talking to you. Like, that's how it goes.
What about wow, okay, passive aggressively?
Gosh, that's a tough one. That just could be my normal demeanor. Like, wow, okay.
Oh, that's like fine, fine. All right. That was really natural the way you did that. I'm going to give you that. Okay, how about sarcastic?
I sort of feel like they all sound the same. Like, wow, okay.
Okay. And
supportive?
Supportive.
Like if I said it to the kids, wow, okay.
No, that sounded patronizing. Or very fake. No, make it sound real.
I feel like I did.
Supportive. That you're like real.
Wow.
Like,
okay. I feel like
okay. I feel like that was
Did
an
my-
okay
did-
with a question mark.
right. My
Wow.
intonation.
Okay. Now what? Like that was sort of like.
But that is supportive. Like, okay, you did it. What's
Mm.
okay? So I failed. Maybe my tones are all the same. I got the flirty one.
Oh, how about wow, okay, as a super leftist progressive?
I don't want to play this game.
Okay, you can ask me.
No, I don't
No,
think we
because I
should
got to
play
do
it.
one as a super right wing. No, we're playing balls and strikes
Okay,
here.
you do it then. No, we shouldn't have silence. It's not supposed to be dead air.
I'm in touch with my inner self. Wow. Okay.
Okay.
It was sort of an NPR kind of thing?
A little bit. You had that monotone, very soft.
Okay, and then let me go right wing. It's Bing! Fox News alert. Wow! Okay. Is that good? Did I win?
Yeah, you
All
won.
right.
You won.
All right, see? I got it.
See, you've been on radio before. Like, I just don't have the voices. I think I have an intonation. Although, you know what's interesting? When Allie was on the show, I wonder if listeners heard the same intonation because we both talk the same.
How about wow, okay, wow, okay, New York City.
So I actually get told that people think I'm from New York all the time. People don't think I'm from Los Angeles. People think that I'm from New York. And I don't know if it's because I'm usually always wearing black or if it's because I'm abrupt. So if I just said, wow, okay, I feel like that might just be my normal demeanor.
Yeah, I might be like, wow, okay, stop busting my balls.
Why do you have to be from Brooklyn?
Oh, that's true.
I feel that's like so pigeonholed.
Well, I could have like a private equity vest on and be like,
Holding a lacrosse stick, of course.
yes, wow, the derivatives are okay today on the federal interest rate policy.
Yeah, well, you just added so many words there.
Okay. How about we'll do a couple more. How about the Valley?
Wow, okay.
Yes,
I got that one. I
was
nailed it.
good. Well done.
I am a Valley girl through and
Well
through.
done. Okay, one more. How about how about Miami?
I don't know.
How about yeah, it's hard to, because I don't want to get into like the southern accents and stuff.
I can't
'cause
really
then you're
do
starting
southern.
to get like, because we have like a lot of people in Alabama that listen to this. I don't
Do
want to
we?
do the accent wrong.
Oh, no, you don't want to insult.
No, it's good to insult ourselves because people will laugh at that. But when you start to,
Oh, self-deprecating humor is the best.
yeah, well, it's easy for me. Trust me.
Why do you have to go there?
It just is. I can do it. It's so.
May I do a plug for Bad Counselors because tickets have gone on sale?
Tickets went on sale this week.
Woo! All right. Who's going to come see it with us?
I think we're going to do something on July 23rd. Even though the movie
Thursday,
comes out the
right?
22nd.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think we do it on Thursday. Let's do when you get a really good workout in and the second day you always feel super sore. I think that's kind of what this is. Like you really feel the effect of it the second day. So we're really going to feel the effect of Bad Counselor opening on the second day.
You know, and what's great about it is, yes, Odyssey comes out the weekend before. So, yeah, a few people might go see that movie. And we're Bad Counselors. So it's the summer of Badassy. Although I didn't realize it, but in Franklin, Tennessee, where our studio, Loam Entertainment, is, they actually had the Jackass premiere the other night. So I was actually thinking that maybe it's the summer of Badass.
Ooh, I like that.
You know what I'm saying?
I do. That was well played. How you've mixed them all together on the fly. Good
Thank
thinking.
you. Well, on that thought, I just want to thank you for coming back on the podcast.
On our show, I don't understand.
Well, what happens is YouTube and everybody else, they send you reminders that you got to get more out because your downloads are coming down, and anyway.
Okay,
so-
I will try. You know what? I will try. That's what I can promise.
Well,
wow,
all I know
okay.
is you. Yes, wow, okay is right. You are the one that people want to listen to. I had my brother on 2 episodes ago. He was great, but like still, Jen Fenton is the biggest draw out of all of them. I'm excited about our Brodkin dinner tomorrow. It's Father's Day weekend, so happy Father's Day to all the fathers and dads. Happy Father's Day to my dad, RJ, and Popham too, because Popham loves when I do solo acts on this podcast, right? But anyway, you're listening to Plate and Ponder Empty Nesting with Jen and Chris Fenton.
Bye.
Wow. Okay. We do love you all. Please download, subscribe, follow, tell everybody, review, DM me if you want to be a guest. We'll do some of those, and we really appreciate it. So until next time, ciao, baby.